Welcome, my friends, to the first episode of a brand new series on the channel, and a brand new mod as well for the channel. We have not played this one before, so we're going to be giving it a go. This is Medieval 1100 AD. My name is Saphers, and we are going to be playing as the Kingdom of Jerusalem. That is the result of the faction vote that I put up about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Jerusalem came out on top, just ahead of Scotland out of that list. So congratulations to Jerusalem. So we will be playing as them for this series. Now, this is going to be a difficult playthrough because the Kingdom of Jerusalem has a initial campaign difficulty of hard. So it's going to be very, very interesting. We are going to be almost surrounded by enemies. As you can already tell on the campaign map, there is a red border to the right of us and a white border to the left, but that is a caliphate, and I expect they will go to war with us at some point soon. So on the starting of the campaign, you get given this welcome screen. This is the same welcome screen for all factions, and it gives you a bit of an outline as to how the game plays. So it's a little bit different. This is on the base. This is on a mod for Vanilla Rome 2. So there are some changes to this, as you will soon find out. So Crusades will start if a non-Catholic faction destroys the Kingdom of Jerusalem, which we hope is not going to happen, conquers the Holy City, and then holds it for at least 5 turns, at which point any Catholic factions will have 20 turns to reconquer it. There is political instability regarding if your leader dies and has no adult heir. Your faction leader can now go to another city and make it the capital for 7,000 gold, which is quite expensive. But wait until you see the cost of actually upgrading city. Ooh, prices are high. There is a lot of inflation going about. If a player or AI captures Rome, Constantinople, or Baghdad, it will cause a huge relationship drop with the Catholic, Orthodox, or Sunni factions accordingly. If the papal faction is destroyed, you can liberate it, and if Mecca, Medina, or Jerusalem are held by non-Sunni factions, then a jihad starts as well. There are some campaign tips and tricks here as well for you guys. So public order is the key to pretty much everything. So we need to basically make a focus on that because it impacts recruitment costs, construction speeds, things like that. And I think also it impacts replenishment as well. Yes, public order, season, food, difficulty, etc. Generals in the city give -10 to public order. You can make treaties by offering to join wars against enemy factions. So you can use that kind of as a diplomatic trick. But you can also force an enemy to accept peace by occupying their cities. And every time you release their troops, rather than executing prisoners, you get a relationship bonus. But I think that last bit here, this whole relationship bonus for releasing enemy troops, that is pretty much standard in Rome 2 as well. So I don't think that's anything new, because I'm pretty sure if you go into the diplomacy screen on Rome 2, you can hover over the face icon of a faction, and you can see, if you've released their troops or if you've released troops of a faction they're friendly with, it will say, in the positive list, there'll be something about the releasing of troops. So I don't think that's a very new thing. I think that's just highlighting an extra fact, but there we are. Right, and also before we zoom in and get started, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who took part in the vote. I hope you guys enjoyed that little cinematic as well at the beginning of this episode. Let me know if you do enjoy it. Put your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to see it at the beginning of every episode, similar to how I did the Rohan series as well. I had the little 1-minute segment, a cinematic segment there. This was exactly a minute as well. So if it's something that you guys are happy to have every episode, then I'll keep it. If you don't, then I'll consider taking it away or something. So I thought it'd be something fun to have at the beginning of every episode, so I thought it'd be interesting. But let me know in the comments what you think about it. So Jerusalem then. As we can see, the culture is not in our favor, but hopefully with a Catholic parson in place, that will change significantly. It looks like everything is increasing rapidly for Catholicism. Decreasing steadily for Sunni, but for Shia and Orthodox it is decreasing rapidly, so hopefully those will go away in relatively good time. The first thing we're going to want to do is get our army up to Tripoli before our allies at Antioch move south and take it. Unfortunately, I've done a couple of test runs to make sure everything works, and everything does as far as I can tell. But on one of the occasions, Antioch actually managed to get south and attack Tripoli before I could even get there, which I found very, very frustrating. So I'm hoping we can get there quickly. In the meantime, we don't really have anything that we can spend our money on. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to invest in all 3 agents. So let's start with the spy. We want something that's going to have... Oh, none of them have got line of sight. Well, that's a bit disappointing. Okay. They're not very good at all. He has the most positives, so I suppose I'll just go with him. But none of them are really that good for me, in my opinion. So, as a priest, we want something that's going to do cultural conversion. So the first 2 do give us cultural conversion. That just gives us a little bit of a boost. That is a nice one. Minus 4% upkeep for the cost of the parent army. However, can I get that with one of my veterans? Oh, goodness me, I can't. Oh, that's disappointing. Sometimes veterans... Well, actually, often veterans have the ability to decrease upkeep costs of armies. So now I've got to decide whether to choose between cultural conversion or upkeep. I think I'm going to have to go with cultural conversion. So... Do I go for increase in tax... with +1 cultural conversion, or do I go for +2 cultural conversion but go with wealth from entertainment? We don't have any entertainment buildings. 400 wealth from subsistence, nothing there. Minus 100 wealth from maintenance. Oh, yeah. But I am wanting to get the cultural situation resolved quickly, so I'm thinking maybe I'll go for the extra points for cultural conversion. So I'll go with you. And then lastly, the veterans. So... Siege unit recruitment costs reduced. +1 to all attributes. And public order in local province while deployed. Public order would be nice. You're not really that good for me. Grove. Pomeroy. You're not too bad. Minus 2% construction costs in the local province. But I can't build anything at the moment because I don't have any of the research. So that's kind of pointless at the moment. So I might go for the public order. There we go. Okay, so that's all 3 of them recruited. Now then, I think I'm going to go for the supply reforms to get the negative 2% upkeep for all land units rather than go for the land management, just to get that started because our army is going to be the biggest, yeah, it's the biggest cost, negative 1972. Yeah, very expensive, very, very expensive. So I think I'm going to go with that first. Then we'll focus a bit on economy because there are a couple of buildings, I think it's in the construction. Enameler, mint, aqueduct. That's the main one. The advanced construction techniques. Yeah, that one is going to give us the city upgrades. As you can see, Market City 3, Garrison City 2, Farming Town 3, Civil City Level 2. So that's the one we're going to want, is the advanced construction techniques. But we're going to start off with the negative upkeep costs for our land units.
Ready for orders.
Okay. So current expenditure is current income is +6. So I'm wondering if maybe I will take a little bit of a gamble and go for a couple of them. Is that going to be a suitable idea? Or should we maybe we'll see what the outcome of the turn flip is going to be. Anything diplomatically? Not really. Could get trade with the Fatimid Caliphate. -10, so they're probably not going to accept it. Well, let's have a look anyway.
I will do you the honor.
Nah, low. What about non-aggression? No.
Okay.
So that's that then. All right then, let's go through the first turn flip, and we'll see if we can get to Tripoli in time before our allies get there.
You are
Ooh,
worthy
hello.
and strong, and only fools would not wish to be friends with you.
Okay, defensive alliance plus 800 as an offer. Sure, why not? Excuse me, France are all the way over in Central Europe. They're of no interest to me over here at the moment, so yeah, why not? No issues in terms of diplomacy either. As you can see, there's quite a lot of factions in this game, in this mod. So we lost a few men in the army, 99 men total. A little bit aggravating. Push up there. Let's take our spy. Oh, no, you... Okay, we'll go around this way then.
Your orders.
No army.
I go. Is there nothing else? On the move.
There's the army.
Swift and silent. The gods.
There's another one there as well. Okay.
I would do anything for Rome.
Well, I got you for public order, so let's just move you out the way and put you there. +1. Excellent. Move you out the way as well. Get you going. +129 income. Yes, it's working. Things are working. Can I get something nice and cheap? 139 -10. Not really a big deal, is it? I could go for some auxiliary spears, I suppose. Get 200 men for that. They're pretty weak. But they could be a nice distraction unit. I might get a weak one. In fact, we have got loads of spearmen anyway. I've only got 2 swordsmen. I've got 3 spearmen. Let's balance it up and go for a pilgrim unit. Why not? We'll take the -10 hit. That's not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Anything else diplomatically? Again, nothing at all. One thing I didn't check actually was the party, the politics, things like that. Now, one thing I need to make you guys aware is that the mod is not very favourable to generals being recruited from your own family. I'll show you in a minute. Politics-wise, we are good. There's no issues here at all, so that's fine. The biggest issue is that Baldwin has no children. So, yes, we're going to have to try and fix that at some point, somehow. Hopefully he has a child in the next few turns or so. But if I go to my general here, we click replace. Let's find Baldwin. There's Baldwin there. So, no cost to take him. No problem at all. Oh, look at all the red that's in there. +5 to banditry, -20% income, -24% chance of evading. The biggest ones towards the bottom, 15% upkeep cost for mercenary units, +7% upkeep cost for non-mercenary units. That is just outrageous. But if we go to a general that isn't from our party, oh look, all green, all green, all green. it just insults. It's just an insult after insult. So yeah, it's not very nice at all. Raymond is our general here, isn't he? Yeah. So what was that guy at the end there that we could replace with? Udon. Oh, the head of the other political family. Okay, political party, I should say. Okay. Well, I suppose we'll leave that as it is, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that Antioch does not move south to Tripoli. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
I wonder why you stand aside from this war.
Duchy of
You
Spoleto.
must fight.
Where on earth are you? For a second I thought he was trying to get me to declare war on Odessa. Because the banners are very similar. One's obviously shields and the other one's circles. But for a second, I thought the worst. I'm guessing it's another faction over in Europe, which is, I mean, for an extra 3,360 florins, why not? Sure thing. Oh, thank goodness they didn't take Tripoli. Yes, okay, good. That's an excellent thing for us, because A, not only are we going to be able to unify our province, but also we're going to have a port, and that is going to be, hopefully, that is going to be significant for us. Yeah, I suppose. Why not? Okay, faction encountered Spoleto, Aleppo, and we recruited one of them. And we're actually making 150. Nice, +4 as well on the public order scale. Excellent stuff. Culture is almost actually level. We're actually almost level, so that's good. Making some rapid headway there. So we'll take Tripoli, and because it's a port, it's going to open everything up, and we are hopefully going to get a nice amount of trade coming out of there. That's the big one. The big one is the trade. Let's find Spoleto. Oh, you're an Italian state. Okay. Antioch getting up in Europe's face for some reason. Not sure why. Okay, Tripoli, what's your garrison like? 20 men. But looks like you are in the process of replenishing. What's our garrison like? Same situation. But thankfully, the armies here at the moment aren't of a size for us to worry. So
At your service.
we can forget it. We don't need to worry about that so much. So let's go for Tripoli. Oh, look at that power bar. Look at that. Look at the numbers. I know I could auto-resolve this quite easily, but I think it would be nice to have a little bit of a skirmish to start off the campaign. And you guys will actually get to see what our units look like, which would be nice. So, let's have a very quick skirmish at the port town of Tripoli. Alright, welcome to our first engagement of the series. This is going to be nice and straightforward, I think, but it'd be nice to show you guys what the units look like. So, on our flank we have some Templar Knights. I actually quite like the look with the cloth wrapped around the helmet. That's quite a cool look. Also, this guy. Look at him. Oh, look at that. He's going full, like, red version of Braveheart on his helmet. Here at the back we have the Pilgrim Infantry. Pretty standard looking unit, nothing too special. Nice mixture of weaponry and defense. So you've got some large shields, some small round shields, some large round shields, and then some kite shields. Some of them are wielding axes and others are swords. I'm wondering if the ones that are wielding axes mean that maybe we get a slight armor piercing bonus to the unit, like even just a small one, because there are some axe units in there. I'm probably thinking that's not the case. I'm probably going to assume that the game just associates this entire unit as some kind of sword unit. But that'd be interesting if it does give us a tiny little bonus. And we've got some Pilgrim Spearmen here again, similar to the infantry. Nothing too special, very mixed amounts of and size of shields. Some small, some large, some kites, but all with relatively box standard spears, so nothing special there. Pilgrim Spearmen there again. Here at the front, we've got our Pilgrim Archers. It seems to be a theme with the round shields, but there we are. Hopefully that means that they have at least a little bit of an okay time in melee. 21, about average to those spear units I was originally thinking of purchasing earlier. But obviously you wouldn't want to put your archers in melee unless absolutely necessary. Crusader infantry at the back. Here's our heavy hitters, our heavy boys. Again, a mixture of armaments, some swords, some single-handed axes, but all of them using kite shields just with different designs, so that's good. So they all have the same shield, and they can also perform a shield wall setup. The Pilgrims can't. Pilgrim Spearmen can, though, which is good to know. Here's our Jerusalem Spearmen. So similar to the Pilgrims, mix of round and kite shields, but they are all heavily armoured, which is nice, and they all have spears with banners on them, which is quite interesting. That's a nice little design, I like that. Makes it very decorative. And then we also have our Hospitaller Swordsmen. Some in full red, some in full black. So I didn't realise that the Hospitators had red as an option. I thought they were black with the white cross. But nice to see red with the white. I think that looks quite nice, actually. I'm quite happy with that design choice, so that's quite cool. All of them are swordsmen, hence the name of the unit, but none of them with different shields or anything like that, so that's good. And then lastly, we have our General's Bodyguard, which is just Crusader Heavy Cavalry. Mix of swords, single-handed axes. This is a up-front, in-your-face cavalry unit. The The Templar Knights are the shock cavalry. These guys are the ones that maintain the combat, so that's good. And that is our army. So nothing too big, nothing too special, but a little bit of a nice balance there. There is a sub-mod for this mod which is made by the same developers who actually increases the unit sizes for battle. So you get bigger units, bigger battle space. The map, excuse me, the map is actually about 50% bigger as well. I chose not to do it for this series just so that we actually have a chance to enjoy the campaign as a noob. So yeah, maybe the next series will increase the unit counts, I don't know. But for now we are not going to increase them. We're just going to stick to standard sizes. Okay, so we have a nice path here on the left. We have 2 entryways on the front. So I'm going to try and maybe do something like get my cavalry to completely outflank the enemy around this way. Just deal with whatever blocks us there. And then the main force I'm actually going to divide into 2. I'm going to get my heavy hitters to go down this side. They've got an archer each, I think. Yeah, let's do an archer. Not skirmish.
Yes, Commander.
Let's do an archer each.
Missile infantry.
Like that. So my heavies are going to go down the right-hand side. And then my pilgrims are all going to go down the centre here.
Battle group ready and awaiting orders. Awaiting targets.
And yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do nicely. Okay.
Cavalry.
Tribes people, nothing too substantial there. So let's form up a nice block formation for our cavalry over here on the flank. Easier to maneuver down that street there. You guys, let's not run. We're not going to tire ourselves out too quickly here.
Advance at speed! At speed!
There we go. Okay. I mean, we can run our archers forward at least, I suppose. They are just going to be standing there shooting afterwards, so it's not a big deal.
Archers!
I need to move forward a little bit more. There we are. Right.
Archers!
I could tell them to fire. I suppose I will tell them to fire at will.
Ready for orders.
There we go. Shot cavalry. Charge in. I know it's a spear unit, but there we are. Arabian spearmen as well. They're not in a shield wall formation. I think they are small spears, so...
Ready to ride.
Let's choose a unit here. There we go, right at the front. Bosh! Love it. Yep, breaking them already. So if you can break that, there we go. Right, pull back.
At the double! Commander, we await your command. Ready. Orders. Yours to command. Melee cavalry ready.
Swap around with my general. Archers, you having fun? I'm not getting too many kills, I have to say. Maybe I need to move you forward even more, actually.
Archers! Missile infantry ready.
Right, let's tighten up the formation a little bit.
At the double. Commander.
We'll bring forward the infantry a bit more. Yeah. Right, General, your turn. Let's get you some experience.
Archers!
Do-do-do. Oh, your wicker shields are going to stand no chance. Oh dear. Yeah, they're all broken pretty much. We have some Arabian javelin men at the back.
General is under attack.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, we broke that. Excellent. Right, back away. We want to get them to... We've broken the flank, so we're good there. But we want to try and pin the enemy down on the front before we move it. So let's...
Missiles awaiting targets.
start shooting up the centre here. In fact, go for the javelin.
Melee troops,
The javelin. There's the general there, so let's start shooting him a little bit. Badr al-Reis. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing any names correctly, so I apologise in advance if I do not pronounce anything correctly in this. Pronunciation skills are somewhat lacking. So there we are. Not killing them very quickly. Let's change targets. Yeah, not doing a lot of damage, I have to say. A little bit disappointed. So maybe we will have to look at getting my general and my cavalry in here. Okay, move you up. We're already down to half ammunition. What is going on here? You see, when they're bulked up like that, that's a lot better. Oh wow, we've already got them wavering.
Ready for orders.
Oh, we've completely broken the enemy general. That'd be why.
Archers, orders understood. Ready.
Right, we've intercepted the javelins. We're doing nothing exciting, I have to say. Maybe we'll send in the hospitallers. Let's start making things a little bit more interesting. Pilgrims, move up.
The battle is turning in our favour.
Archers hold fire. Javelin men are gone. Tribespeople. Okay, we'll leave things as they are for now. We're gonna get some melee troops in here. We don't want just our archers and cavalry getting all the experience.
We await your command.
Right. Form a nice block there. You guys just go for it.
By your command.
And if you're ready, trample. Wow. Didn't even know they had that ability. What the Crusaders' ability? Just shields? Okay. So the Hospitallers are more ferocious then.
We await your command.
Oh, no, hold fire. They've moved in.
Yours to command.
Let's go, Pilgrims. Oh! Dirty fighting. I've also got a excuse me, I've got a camera mod on here, not created by the developers of Medieval 1100 AD. This is a separate cameras mod, but it just allows me to get a little bit lower to the ground, nicer views. So you'll see some of that in my thumbnails, I hope. The intention is to get better thumbnails for this series. Right, move in. Let's get you to start targeting some of their missile stuff.
Double time.
There's a couple of pilgrims there, but not too bad, not too bad. And we were not expecting anything special from this. This is literally just a skirmish, just to introduce us to the mod and how this will work.
Ready and waiting.
Okay.
Commander, for glory.
Move up.
Melee infantry
Move
under
in.
command.
Pilgrims are going to take some hits here, I'm afraid.
Ready. Forward.
Right. Archers are doing a good job.
Ready and waiting. Engage. By your command.
Move up. Cavalry's moving in.
Melee horsemen!
Nice.
Archers. We await your command.
Everything should break pretty quickly here because obviously the enemy general broke quite early on. We didn't get to kill him,
Our general is under battle is turning in our
but we
favour.
broke him. So
Orders. Orders understood. Melee infantry ready.
Swift riders at your command!
By your
there we
command.
are. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. The other thing with this mod, you don't get the ability to continue battles. It's a case of the battle's over, you have to end it. So I don't know whether that's maybe the game's attempt at, or the mod's attempt at introducing chivalry. I don't know. You know, if you were, in terms of medieval warfare, chivalry was that you wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I suppose it depends on how you want to play, but I'm guessing that that's how what they're going with is trying to make the factions relatively chivalrous. You know, if you're defeated, you surrender and you're spared and stuff like that. You don't just get slaughtered and run down. Although that probably did happen a lot. But there we are. So if one of the developers is watching, please let me know why this is the case. I don't know. But a nice, very, very quick, very, very easy battle. But that was just an introduction to get us used to the setup. So, and you get to see some of the unit skins, which is great. So let's go back to the campaign map and let's sort out Tripoli. Alright, garrison at Tripoli has fallen. Now we could liberate it if we want, but I am going to occupy. Raymond has leveled up. Negative 47, that's going to be an issue. Right, okay, so what is that? An infantry camp. Well, we can't use it. It does unlock certain units for recruitment and things, so we do have... Oh no, we don't. Well, we can't use it anyway, so spend the money on that. A port, yeah, we're gonna convert the port and the garrison settlement market, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go for a market. 16 turns to sort that one out. Crazy. Right, we now have the edicts available. Now, when it comes to the edicts for this mod, I've noticed that they're heavily negative. They have some positives, but you pay the price for that positive. So the bread and games one, which is normally the one I usually go for whenever I've played Rome 2, just because it offers me public order and food, is, you get public order, you get growth, but you lose food, you lose wealth by generated by agricultural buildings, you lose wealth generated by culture, and you get an increase in banditry. It's quite significant. But you look at some of these other things, you get significant wealth there, but loss of food and loss of public order. That one is significant loss of food, but quite a reduction on recruitment costs for auxiliary units. Again, massive public order loss. 15% corruption increase. That's just ridiculous. And then you've got slaves, which is almost entirely negative apart from the plus 1,000% wealth. I feel like that one's something that you would do temporarily for like a turn or two just to give yourself a boost. I don't think you would keep that one indefinitely. Or maybe to decrease the slave population if it was proving to be a significant hindrance on your public order. Tax harvesting as well, negative 10 public order, but an increase in 25% tax. That's also like a temporary solution one, I feel. For now, I'm going to go with the bread and games one. I'm going to take the economic hits on the chin, simply for the growth in the public order. So we're going to go for the bread and games one there. Now, if I was to take what was his name again? Raymond out of the town. 42, 47. Okay, we'll reduce it to 42. And what can we do in terms of upgrades for you, my friend? So we have +1 zeal, +1 gravitas, +1 cunning, +1 gravitas, and +1 authority, +1 gravitas. Okay, a lot of gravitas. I like campaign movement ranges for my generals in Rome 2. I'm kind of thinking of going down that train of upgrades again. Recruitment. Is that recruitment? Yeah, -4% recruitment, +10% charge. I kind of feel like in this early stage, I want to go for campaign movement range. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to work my way towards that, I think. Okay, overall not bad. So we now have Palestine unified, so that's good. Now, what does that do for trade? As you can see, we now have a couple more trade options available. Antioch.
We will talk And then
Let's
we will
trade with you. I'm going to demand some money from you. Let's go for 16. Moderate. I want to keep it high. 1400, that'll do.
Yes.
Okay. Who else? Who else? Who else? The Roman
Be
Empire.
most welcome. Your words will
High
find
again.
an attentive audience.
Still high. Still high. So the maximum I can ask them for is 3,500 and it's still high. Yes, give me the money.
I will
Give
recommend
me the
your
money.
worthy
And then the
Before I
Venetian
hear your
Republic.
wisdom, I
Okay,
trust
trade,
you will not
high
object
again.
to a cup of
Excellent.
wine.
Let's check out the maximum. 3,500 is moderate. I'm not surprised. Go down by... Oh, go up by 1. Still high. Moderate. Okay, so that is the high limit. I like to do things on high because I know it will work. Perfect.
Yes.
Look at that. Up to 10,000 in our coffers. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we have plus 503 income. So we can afford to get maybe a couple of extra units. Militia with spears. Or auxiliary Arabian spearmen. The only benefit really for them, they're weaker, but they have the numbers. That's the only real benefit. Auxiliary Frankish bowmen have worse stats than the auxiliary Arabian archers, except for the fact that they can do slightly better melee and 1 shot per minute more, whereas the Arabian archers are more accurate, better health. Oh, they have less morale though. Actually, I suppose the Frankish bowmen do have some decent stats. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to get a couple more pilgrims, I think. Lovely. We'll end it there. Let's go to the next turn. Let's hope we don't get shafted by another faction during the turn flip. Can you join our war? Yeah, of course. Oh, there we go. Told you. I told you. Edessa, what are you doing? Shah Amen. Okay. Fine. Ah, excellent. Research has finished. Gerald Chevalier has been detected.
I am yours to command.
Okay, Damascus and Raqqa are over there. Aleppo. What province are you part of? Syria. So that's with Antioch. Damascus and Raqqa. Jordan has Al-Karak. Now, how do I want to play this? Not really sure, to be honest. Let's get the next economical stuff. Right, so we now have a building slot available. I'm thinking we've already got one of those. Could go for wealth, but if we don't need it, that gives us public order and wealth, but we don't necessarily need it. I'm thinking we want to go for food. Food is somewhat scarce, so increases banditry, I know, but I think we are in need of some food. Do we have any more factions available for trade? Just the Fatimid Caliphates. The Sultanate of Rum, okay. You're all the way to the north. You're of no real threat to me. It's a shame I can't have 2 spies. I'd like to see what Damascus and Al-Karak both have. Jerusalem. Garrison is still slowly replenishing. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. But I'm wondering whether it's going to be worth me going for Al-Karak first or whether I should just go for Damascus. Damascus, are you a walled city? I can't tell.
At your service.
Let's move our spy up.
I go.
You are not a walled city. You do have a nice big garrison.
Commander?
Okay. So we could move on to Damascus. Or we could turn right around and go for Al-Karak. Now the difference is, Al-Karak may be on our rear and may cause us problems. But my thoughts are that the majority of our enemies are up here. They're all around here, around Edessa. And Damascus is the capital of the Emirate of Damascus, unsurprisingly. And Raqqa is the next town for that province. So we could end up taking out both of these and then Aleppo as well. And basically unifying this entire area and securing Edessa's southern borders. Unless Antioch obviously gets involved as well, because I think Antioch is at war with these people too. Yes, so if Antioch gets involved, then that'd be even better. But my thoughts are to get Raymond to move on to Damascus, move him to the border, recruit maybe an extra unit, one unit that's within our finances. Move into Damascus, attack Damascus, and hopefully take that, and then potentially move on to Raqqa. What we could do, we got a little over half movement points. We could go to the border here with our spy to light up this whole area. The alternative is to turn around and go back down to Al-Karak and secure that, but the problem is that we have nothing else there to take. Mecca and Hegra are owned by two other factions that we have no issues with. I will, of course, end up going to war with them at some point, but I feel like securing the northern front would be the better option. But for this first episode, I'm not going to go too far ahead. I think I'm going to do a nice short episode just to introduce ourselves to the mod, and I want to get your guys' opinion on where we should go from here. So we've secured the first objective, which is to take Tripoli, unify the region, and we're now golden. We've got lots of trade and everything like that, so we're in a good position at this point. So let me know in the comments below what you think we should do next. Should we move on to Damascus, or should we turn right back around and go to Al-Karak? I feel like Damascus is the right choice, but I want to leave it up to you and see what you guys think. So I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching this first episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in episode 2.